Hey there. If you're thinking about starting an LLC, you need to know what the default tax classifications are when you form your LLC. And these are default classifications assigned by the IRS unless you take an affirmative step to opt out of those default classifications. And so let's start with a single member LLC where you have one owner or one member for your business. In that scenario, you are considered a disregarded entity in the views of the IRS. This means that the LLC isn't going to have its own tax return. Instead, you're going to file all of your business income and expenses on your personal tax return under a Schedule C. Okay. In a second scenario where you have more than one member of the LLC, the default tax classification is a partnership. Now, a partnership for tax purposes is a pass-through entity. So while the LLC partnership will have a tax return and issue schedules to each individual member, all of that income flows through to your personal tax return. Okay, so those are the two default tax classifications: a disregarded entity or a partnership if there's more than one member. Now, a lot of times people come into the office and say they don't know if they want to be an LLC or an S corp. Well, here's the good news: you can be both an LLC and an S corp, because an S corp is just a tax classification. Okay, any LLC can make an affirmative election with the IRS to be taxed as an S corp or a C corp. So even though you may be a disregarded entity as a default tax classification, you have the opportunity to make an election with the IRS to be treated as an S corp or a C corp. And the same goes for those with a default classification of a partnership. You can make an affirmative election. They call it check the box elections, where you can say, hey, IRS, I want to be treated as an S corp or I want to be treated as a C corp. So that's the basic fundamental understanding that you need to have when it comes to default tax classifications and elective tax classifications for your new business LLC. If you got any more questions, feel free to always reach out. I'm happy to answer them. Thank you. I appreciate you and have a nice day.